Hey guys, TKC here, the Kaijudo channel with another installment of Kaijudo News. Today is November 8th, 2012, and we got a lot of crazy things going on with Evo Fury right now. Oh man. So, little story time here. I think his name is the Kruger. This guy managed to find Evo Fury early at his local store and snagged a box or something and opened it and pretty much completed the whole set. Well, pretty much got all the cards needed that we were missing and pretty much edited the whole Kaijudo wiki with all the info. And so the whole set is spoiled right now, literally the whole set. So you can go ahead and stop over by Yami Michael's Kaijudo wiki. I'll leave a link in the description for the Evo Fury spoiler list. And you can go ahead and read all the cards and all the crazy things that are in this set. I'm very impressed with the cards in here. Very, very awesome stuff, and just so many more decks are possible now with all these new cards. But anyways, let's just go on to what Kaijudo posted on their website anyways. So their preview card for this week is Forklift Tank Glu-urrgle. Awesome. So this card is also going to be included in the Tornado Generator competitive deck, and so you can easily snag some copies of this just by getting the deck. But you can also get it in the Evo Fury booster as well. So this is what it does. It's a Cyberlord, of course. It's a Glu-urrgle. Level 6, 4000 power with the effect of Pedal to the Metal. Whenever this creature attacks, you may have your opponent put the top card of his or her deck into his or her discard pile. If that card is a creature, return target enemy creature to your opponent's hand. And if that card isn't a creature, you draw a card. I love this card design. It's really, really cool. The thing that's really awesome about Glu-urrgle is most of his effects are effects that haven't really been in the original game. If so, they're not exactly the same, they're similar, but Glu-urrgle always brings to the table some interesting effects that we've never seen before. Same with Dark-Scared-Orbital as well, and even Tatsuron for that matter. All the new Kaijudo creatures are bringing some awesome effects that we haven't seen before. So, what's really great about this is, I mean, I guess it's nice that you kind of mill your opponent a little bit. I don't think it's as relevant as it could be. If you would want to have the strategy of milling your opponent's deck, you'd probably want a card that mills more than just one. However, I like the second part of the effect. It's pretty cool that you could, not only get rid of one of their cards on top of their deck, but at the same time you get a benefit out of it depending on what the card is. So if it's a creature, you end up bouncing one of their creatures, which is always nice. And if it isn't, you draw a card. It depends on the situation, either effect can really benefit you. And so I believe this happens before they can choose to block, right? Exactly. So you could actually attack with this, target the shield or whatever. And even if they have blockers, you could actually hit the top card of their deck and make it a creature. And if it's a creature, you could actually bounce their blocker out of the way before this card gets through. So that's the advantage about all these cards that get effects, when they attack, because they can't block until that effect resolves first. And then once everything happens, then they could choose to block. So by doing this, you can actually get rid of a blocker before they even have the chance to block. Kind of like Shakana tapping blockers. It's pretty much the same thing right here. So I'm loving this card. Pretty cool. I'm not sure where it would kind of fit. I mean, it fits in many different decks, but I don't know. It's really hard to say where this card would be best used, but overall, it's a really cool design. In addition, they pretty much combined their news part of the site with the strategy articles part of the site, and now they combined it into this one section called the blog. So if you look in the top right of the Kaijudo website, it doesn't say news anymore, and you don't have to go all the way into cards, strategy, or whatever to get to the articles. Combined everything into the blog section, which I really like that. So this week's strategy article is a really awesome article, and it could teach this to a lot of people. I have a friend of mine who doesn't understand this concept, and I think maybe if he reads this article he'll understand. But it's about when to attack and when not to attack. Sometimes when your opponent is wide open and they have their shields just staring at you, sometimes it's not really the right thing to just go in and attack those shields. It really depends on the deck. So they already talked about the 3 different decks that you can play in Kaijudo, and of course there's other decks as well, but they mentioned the aggressive rush deck, the control deck, and the rampish aggro deck. So depending on what deck you play, sometimes it's not the best idea to attack. For example, control. You don't really want to attack in a control deck early unless you're using cards like Aqua Seneschal to net you card advantage by drawing, so you equalize the advantage instead of just giving them shields. The control deck just wants to get advantage throughout the whole game, build up your field slowly, and then once you have that big field and they don't have as big a field as yours, then you can go in with all your guys. It's a little bit more complex than that, like on when to attack exactly, but typically you don't really want to attack early with control unless you have, you know, Aqua Seneschal or cards that benefit from attacking their shields. Now, if you're playing an aggressive deck or a rush deck, which is the more common term, I guess, you attack at all costs, no matter what, except if, I mean, I guess if they have a blocker that just flat out beats your creature when you attack with it, but, you know, like, you're literally going to attack no matter what. In any other situation. You want to get rid of their shields ASAP. You want to get rid of their shields like turn 5, turn 6 and win the game. And with the mana deck, I guess it just really depends on what you have on your field. Typically, you like to have your big dude out before you go for shields. So, in a ramp deck, I guess those cards would be considered like Terra Dragon Regarion Doom, or Orion Radiant Fury, the new card. You know, just big creatures like that. You kind of want to wait for that moment to start going in for shields. Or even Lepidus the Ancient, you know, tapping their creatures, going in and hitting them and winning the battle, and then getting their shields off of the shield zone and into their mana so they don't get the shield blast effect. You know, there are a lot of different things you could do in a ramp deck, I guess. So it all really depends on what deck you're playing and what you have on your field and what they have on their field. And even, you know, hand size, even that's a factor. You know, like, they have 6 cards in their hand already. It's like, okay, I don't want to give them another option. There's a lot of factors as to when to attack or not. But overall, this article is really nice for the beginner or intermediate player to pick up some tips on their gameplay and, you know, win some duels and stuff. They also posted another segment of Talk Like a Duelist, which they've already done. You know, their first one was how to pronounce a lot of the card names. And now they made like a glossary kind of thing for part 2, you know, like terms like bounce or ramp or top deck or all these kinds of different terms that you commonly hear in card games. You can go ahead and check that page out and learn some, you know, key words that you don't typically hear or even see in a rule book at times. So that's also quite a good read as well to pick up on those words. And lastly, if you haven't heard about Kaijudo League is a 4-week program that a local store runs, and they pretty much give you this awesome achievement card, and you pretty much fulfill all the achievements, get some points, and then with those points, you can get promo cards, and blah blah blah. They already did this with base set, and they're doing it with Evil Fury as well. And they made some little updates to the original achievement card so it actually, you know, fits in more with the Evil Fury theme. So now we have achievements like evolve a creature or collect 3 different evolution creatures, you know, things like that. And so that's always really nice. And if you want to check out the 3 new promos that you can get, I highly suggest you check out Denver Kaijudo's video. He gives you an awesome, you know, 8 to 10 minute explanation of Kaijudo League and the new Evil Fury cards and everything. So definitely go check Denver Kaijudo out. They're a very awesome channel. They've been, you know, putting out some great content week by week. So be sure to subscribe to them. Very awesome people. So now that we have the whole set spoiled, be sure to read up on all the cards and think of some new decks. I've already thought of at least like 3 or 4 different decks I can make just by reading the cards. Some of the cards really excite me. I'm not going to be talking about them now. You can go ahead and find out yourself. But hopefully at the start of Evil Fury, like maybe a week into it, I'll actually seriously do a review of all the different civilizations, because at least this time it's only 60 cards and it's only 12 cards per civ, so the videos won't take too long to make, you know. Evil Fury, however, I was talking about more than 20 cards for each civilization and it was getting quite long, so I will apologize in advance if I do not complete the base set review. I am personally really disappointed in myself as well, but with how busy I've been recently and all this Evil Fury hype, it's just really hard to find the time to actually produce those videos, considering they're usually 20 minutes long each, and it takes me about an hour and a half to edit each video, believe it or not. and I work full time, and so I don't really have that much time to actually do that, or else I'd be working all day every day. And you know, I like to chill when I get home from work. I don't want to, you know, I always want to make videos, of course. You know, my whole point of my channel is to entertain you guys and give you some awesome tips and tricks and show off all the other cool Kaijudo people out there. But you know, sometimes I just want to lay back and chill like any other person would. And so, you know, killing 7.5 hours, maybe 8 hours on all these videos for these long reviews, I don't know if I really want to carry on with it. But at least with Evo Fury, it's a lot more manageable. It's only 12 cards per civ. The videos shouldn't be longer than 15 minutes at most, and they'll be a lot easier to edit for myself. So I'm probably going to be doing that. I'll be sure to post the full Evo Fury review, but if I don't get the base set review fully posted, I am apologizing in advance. I'm really sorry, guys. One more thing before I go. I managed to speak with one of my local stores, and I'm proud to say that Ryu Felix and myself are getting a case. That's right, 6 full boxes of Evo Fury. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, but all I know is that the day of release, I'm heading there and picking up the 6 boxes for a very good price, by the way. I'm getting it from a store called Check Swing. It's in Brossard, Quebec. Very awesome store. They're just really awesome people. I've always went to that store for all my Kaijudo needs. They're just really, really great people. Awesome store. I highly recommend it if you live somewhere around, you know, Brossard or Montreal or whatever in Quebec. Very, very good store. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with that case. All I know is that I'm opening a box for myself, guaranteed. And then as for the other 5, I guess I'm forced to kind of wait for Ryu Felix to know what we're going to do there. But maybe I'll just open 2 more just for myself, and then we'll see what happens with the other boxes. We might even do some drafts or sealed with the other boxes, but I'm not really too sure yet. I'm just going to grab those 6 boxes and then just save them for when we know what we're going to do with them. So yeah, so expect some really awesome deck profiles and stuff, because we're almost guaranteed a playset of everything. Maybe not 1 or 2 of the supers if we get unlucky, but that doesn't matter. That's all I wanted to say, guys. Evo Fury is going to be sick! Okay, TKC, signing off. See you later, guys. Have a nice day.